Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sports Card Madness, brought to you by DraftKings and their new app, Pick Six. This is LZ. I'm here with Nick, and today it's just open discussion. Nick, how
Yeah,
how you
love
doing,
these.
man?
I'm doing
Love these?
great. You got some
Okay.
bad news. So both of
Ah,
our wives are away at your place in the mountains,
yes, they
and
are.
my wife called me not too happy, and which tells me your wife's probably not too happy. So what's going on, man?
No, I had to cancel our recording session and take a FaceTime call from my wife. So
For like
yeah,
30
our,
minutes.
our wives are sisters, and they wanted to go away for the weekend up into the mountains. They deserve it. They work hard, and um the furnace is broke, Nick. The
Ooh,
furnace
that's cheap.
is dead. The furnace is dead.
Awesome.
And we're
So
talking we're
what's the
talking up in the
temperature up
mountains.
there right now?
It gets cold. It gets cold. I think it was in the 20s last night. And it will get to negatives during the winter, but it was in the 20s last night. Um and the furnace, so I was FaceTiming the actual technician. I called the technician an emergency call. So you can imagine what that's going to cost me just to
Ooh,
have a
just to
technician
say
come
hi
out,
and tell you
just
that
to
your
come
stuff's
out.
broken.
And the furnace is hosed and he cannot get a part until Monday.
Awesome.
So I
Sounds good.
feel bad for the girls because the girls uh, aren't going to have any hot water.
We need to get
But
them on the show, right? We got to get them on the
yeah,
show.
yeah, yes,
It's
we're,
gonna be
we're
fun.
definitely going to get them on the show.
So I'm looking
But
here. It's 36 degrees tonight up there.
36. All
Up
right,
there.
that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I mean, thankfully, we do have a gas fireplace. We're gonna get that thing roaring. And it's this weird townhouse. I have five heating zones, like forced hot water, but then some of the bedrooms have electric heat. And it will be fine. They'll
They'll
be fine.
survive. They'll
They just won't
survive.
be able to take a shower, is what
Yeah,
they won't be able to do tomorrow. But
that's cool.
you know, I
It's not our
think
problem.
no, it's not our
It's your
problem. I do
problem.
feel well, it's definitely my problem. It's something that I gotta deal
Oh
with
man.
after we stop recording. Is what am I gonna do, Nick? Do I go? So I don't know how many of the listeners have one of these. It's one of those on demand
Hmm.
boilers, right?
Yeah.
Furnaces. So it runs my heat and the shower and the hot water and the sinks and all that stuff. And I've heard because I've done research. So we bought the house. It wasn't a brand new house, so this thing was already in there, and apparently they last like 10 years.
Okay.
And
It's on 10
this
years.
thing is about 10 years.
All
So
right.
I
About
was
that time.
so I'm talking to the technician, and he recommended. He's like, Larry, I would not buy another one of these. I would buy yourself a cast iron furnace that with a hot water
Oh, hell
tank
yeah.
attached to it. That thing will last you 30 years. You'll never have to worry about it again. And I'm like nodding my head, like, oh, yeah, yeah, good idea, good
Sounds
idea.
great.
I used trusty Chat GPT while I was talking to him, and I said, what is this thing going to cost me?
Bad news.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad news. I
Bad
mean, it's
news.
bad news for anybody.
It's all
Anybody
bad
who's
news.
anybody whose furnace goes out in their house, like that's never good news. I mean, other than replacing a roof, like that's we're talking big money, Nick.
If there's a
So
listener that's a plumber in New Hampshire wants to trade some time for cards or something,
yes.
LZ might be your man.
Oh boy,
Let us know.
please, 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 please. Yes,
It sucks, dude.
yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does suck.
Hey man,
It
it
does
happens.
suck.
I've had to rip my entire wall out at the beach house. Dude, disaster seems to find you at the perfect moment.
The perfect moment.
The perfect moment. The
Oh,
wives are away, so we're here, and at least
jeez.
we'll have some fun talking for a few minutes.
Yeah,
But damn,
yeah.
that sucks.
Well, you know what, Nick? I think we need to have some good karma. At least I need some good karma with this furnace fiasco.
All right.
So I want to fall on my sword for a minute here
Ah, sweet.
around something that we aired. I don't know. Let's call it last month. I think it was.
Uh-huh.
Um, we were crapping on people for collecting NFL football cards other than quarterbacks. And I've like slept on that. It's like one of the things that's been bothering me
It's
for the
been
past
bothering you
month.
a little bit. Yeah.
It has because
We were in
here
a
we
bad
are.
mood that day.
Yeah, maybe that's
I
maybe
think that's
that's
what
yeah,
we
probably
recorded a couple
was.
episodes and we were really
Yeah,
pissy.
I probably took a cold shower that day, and that's why. That's probably what it was. Um, but here we are. We always talk, Nick, around how we're big into PCs, personal collections, and we're building sets and we're doing all this. And you and I aren't flippers. We don't do flipping, and that's a
No,
huge thing in the hobby. And then here we go and we crap on people who want to collect a bunch of running backs
it's
or
fine.
a bunch of
Collect
wide receivers.
collect
Like,
running backs. It's fine.
yeah,
It's fun.
absolutely, man.
How the hell is your kid gonna get a Bijan Robinson card if you don't rip a pack of like the current NFL? I get it. So yes, I
Yeah.
was an ass too.
So yes, we're both sorry. Me
Yes,
and Nick are
we're
sorry. We're
sorry.
sorry, listeners. Um,
Non-quarterbacks, okay. Have
yes,
fun with
yes, they are.
non-quarterbacks.
Yes, they are, right? You want to build your sets.
Hmm.
So,
I'm with you,
um,
man. I'm with you.
yeah, I had to get that off my chest. I had to let the listeners know that that's been bothering me for about a month now.
All right.
So,
Let's talk Paul Skenes. All right.
yeah.
And more importantly, let's talk Livy Dunn. Our wives are away, so it's okay. They're not going to watch this. Talk about everything here. So I heard through the grapevine, Instagram, whatever, that he's after his debut patch card, which
Hmm.
is really cool and really rare, right? That's probably pretty special to own. If you're like, that's something I would want if I was a player. And he's got an offer out there, hasn't been pulled yet. The Pirates organization stepped up and said, all right, we are going to offer 30-year season tickets behind home plate. They didn't say if it's like
Woo.
first row that's like millions of dollars or if it's like,
Yeah,
to
it
the
might be
front, but
back. It might be back.
who
Yeah.
cares, right? Like
Yeah.
30
30
years of
years.
season tickets is a substantial offer,
Yeah.
along with experiences and batting practice and all of that. And I glazed right over that because Livy Dunn did a post that said, you can hang out with me in my suite for a game. And I was like, what's that Dumb and Dumber quote? So you're saying there's a chance. I'm just kidding. I'm
Saying there's
kidding.
a chance.
Happily married. But
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. And I'm like, wow, if you pull that card, it's that might actually be worth it. Like you're gonna hang,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then that lifetime season ticket thing, you'll be able to sell them or whatever. That's wild. I've never heard of any organization ever offering something like this bounty.
No, and I love it. I think this is awesome for the hobby. I would love to see every team do this. I'd love to see players do it. I'd love to see teams do it. I'd love to see celebrities do it. We did a brainstorming episode a while ago, and we talked about how I think it was when we were talking about Fanatics and like what they could do for the hobby is like give away these different experiences. It's so cool. It's just, I mean, this is what we want to see in the hobby, Nick. This is awesome. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to see more of this. Something triggered when you said that this might be worth it, and you could take these season tickets, and who knows? I mean, you could sell some of the tickets and make some money. I did see that Ken Goldin went over the top after this came out, and he's like, listen, he's like, I should be the one selling this card. I'm going to make you $1 million. Look at the last one I did. I think he quoted it might have been an Otani card. Look how much money I got for this Otani. But it does beg the question, Nick. Like we should do some quick back of napkin math here.
All right.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
Let's say I don't think this card. I don't know. How much do you think this card would get on Goldin? Do you think it would get $1 million?
I'd say get 500 to a million.
I don't think
Wide
it's,
range.
I don't think it's going to be $1 million
I don't
because
think so either.
he's a rookie. He dominated as a rookie, but he's not Otani yet, right? He's a rookie.
Yeah.
He
What do you
could
want
get
to say?
Tommy
Half
John.
a mil?
You get Tommy John next season. So we're going to say $500,000. So 500 grand, 30 years. You have what, 80 home games behind home plate,
Yep.
season tickets.
Two
So
tickets,
what, 2 tickets?
80 games times two.
What do we want to say? Like what is Pittsburgh? Like
You
what
want
are
to
we
assume
talking?
they're like way back, maybe $150 a piece, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, you could even do just, $150 a piece. So we're talking $300 per game. 300 times 80
All right,
is
we're at
what?
24,000.
24,000
Hmm.
times 30.
Yeah.
24.
720,000.
Ooh.
But here's the interesting thing about taxes, right? So if you sell that at Goldin, that's taxable event.
Yep.
And you're going to get, an income sheet to report. The seats are interesting because you could argue with the IRS at tax time and say, this is the value of the seat and I'm selling it at cost and I'm not making a profit off of this.
Oh, yeah.
It's an interesting gifting rule. I'm not a CPA,
No,
but
Nick, you
in
can definitely do that. I do that
oh
with the
right,
ones I sell for my Patriots. When
yeah,
I sell my
you have
Patriots
season
tickets,
tickets to the
yeah,
Patriots, so
yeah.
I
If they sell for what I paid for them, there's no taxes on it, and usually sometimes it's a loss, especially now with the
we
Patriots.
made a lot
So
of assumptions here. Could be four
yeah,
tickets. It could
yeah.
be a three
I
hundred
think
dollar
it's. I'm
seat.
pretty sure it's two. It's
Two.
definitely
All right.
two.
So our back of the
Yeah,
envelope 720. I feel like the card could hit 720 at Golden.
it
Could
could.
hit five.
It could.
This
Um,
market's crazy.
would
It'll
you
hit that.
rather the 720 now or 720 over 30 years?
Well,
I'll take
then
the
now there's time
720
value
now,
of
Nick.
money, buddy,
Yeah, I'll
because
take it now.
a dollar right now ain't worth a dollar in 30 years.
That's right. So
And
I think I'd probably take it.
actually, because this gets even more complicated. Now
What?
the seats, they're actually going to track with inflation because the ballpark's going to raise their prices every year, just like your
Sure.
health insurance raises
Yeah.
3% every
Okay.
year. So
That's
actually,
true.
my math is wrong. I actually need to get a pivot table out and like do the whole
Oh
thing.
boy.
But you
Oh
get the
boy.
idea. There's a bit more factors. I
And
actually
we're
might.
not talking about the New York Yankees or the Boston Red Sox that sell out every game either, Nick. So are you going to be able to sell every one of these tickets every game
Right.
as well? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
What is the
Yeah.
social exposure worth that you get out of this?
Mm.
Maybe get a few signed things.
So
Tough call.
maybe you do go with Goldin. Maybe Ken, I think I'm siding with you. I think I am.
I'm doing
As
the
long as you
tickets.
can get me 500 plus, you got to guarantee me 500 plus. You can do 500, I'm doing it. All right, let's go on to the next really wild. I have not seen a story like this before. I don't know, maybe you have, but did you see the story about the 2023 Prism Select Caitlin Clark rookie card, auto rookie card, but whoever pulled the card inspected the card and it's actually not Caitlin Clark's autograph. It's it's Aaliyah Boston's
Like what?
autograph. Can you imagine you
Oh,
pull this card and you're like, holy crap, I'm calling Ken. Let's talk about Ken again. I'm calling Goldin. I'm selling this thing. And then you give it another look and you're like, wait a minute. I don't see a C. I don't see any C in this signature at all. But I do see an A and a B. I see a
I
Leah
mean, yeah.
Boston.
First, you have your reaction. You're like,
Oh,
WTF? And then here's the other problem. Panini. I just did like some research on this, man. They're fixing error cards from like 2020. So if you send that thing back to Panini, it's like they might be out of business by the time that you get the card
yeah.
fixed. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like and Panini's not going to say anything about it. That is wild. And of course, of all the cards to screw up, it's got to
Yeah,
be like a
you'd
Caitlin
screw up
Clark card.
Caitlin Clark.
Oh my God. It's so bad. That's so
Oh.
bad. I mean, right. Like there's Six Sigma. Even in Six Sigma, you're going to make one
Hmm.
error every
Hmm.
100,000. So like, I'm not sitting there making billions of cards. And it's easy for us to be like, nice job, Panini. But like, they're going to make mistakes. It's just, damn,
Yeah.
that's a mistake they didn't want to make?
Oh, Nick, you know what? I can sympathize. I think the feeling I had when I figured out that I needed to buy a new furnace is the same feeling that this person had once they
Ouch.
realized it wasn't Caitlin Clark.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
man. Oh, terrible.
Oh, boy.
Have you seen that before? Have you seen that happen?
I've seen it happen like occasionally on like Reddit. Look
Okay.
at this mistake or whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm all right. So in the last 4 years, I've probably seen two, and this is like number three
Yeah. I mean,
across
I
all
guess
companies.
yeah, I'm not paying attention enough to the
Well,
subreddits.
don't
I
do
have not
sticker
seen it.
autos, and you won't have this problem.
That's right. That's right, everybody.
Somebody else will sign it
Get the on-card ones.
like Luca's mom.
Oh,
All right. So we wanted to talk about Fanatics a little bit, right? Speaking of mistakes and fun things like that.
yeah. Hmm.
So we've done a lot on this channel. We actually have a playlist that gets into the financials of Fanatics. One is an episode about their valuation
Hmm.
reduction very recently.
Hmm.
Another one is about Fanatics Fest and some challenges there and some costs that they incurred. And then the third one that we did was around their debt status, which if the audience doesn't understand financials, they got downgraded. So like if
Okay.
your credit score, you're going to buy a house and your credit score is 800 and now you get downgraded to 500 because you didn't pay some bills, your mortgage, if you go out, is going to cost more, right? Because your rate's going to be higher. Same thing is happening with Fanatics right now. So they're getting a ding. The reason they're getting a ding is because the agency, Moody's, has said we have less confidence in their ability to pay their debt. And what's
Mm,
wild, the wildest take from the whole thing is
yeah.
that their debt to EBITDA is a complicated way of saying, like, at the end of the day, this is what you made as a company.
Yep.
There's complicated stuff in there, but basically it's like your net, what you made.
Hmm.
It's 25x. So for the listeners, if you make 100 grand and that's what you bring home,
Hmm.
okay, like after taxes, that's like you having $2.5 million in debt. So if you make 100 grand, you have to ask yourself, do you feel comfortable owning a $2.5 million home? That is
Oof.
the situation that Fanatics is in right now.
Wow.
They did say that they expect it to be in the high single digits by next quarter
Well, they can
because
say what they want, right? They can say
exactly
anything.
this is the key, man.
Oh
So
boy.
this was the first volley.
Hmm.
If they miss their mark on the next one, they could actually turn into a junk bond. That will be on the front page of the journal. It will impact everything. It'll impact their IPO timing. And it's just wild. Nobody's
Yeah.
talking about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why I did a video
So
on it.
what do they need to do? And are we seeing any of it already happening, Nick, with what they
Yeah.
need to be doing?
So Fanatics is like your family, okay?
Hmm.
Think of Fanatics as the dad, and let's say you have two kids, okay? They're the holding company, kind of like PSA is under collectors, right? And they're a
Hmm.
holding company, they're an umbrella. You want to take care of your kids. You don't want your kids to die, right? So you're gonna feed them, you're gonna give them a bed, you're gonna give them clothing. And so Fanatics wants to take care of this debt. But in order to do that, the holding company has to be in a good position as well and not be hemorrhaging money on things like Fanatics Fest and
Hmm.
celebrities. And so it's
Yeah.
all kind of like you can see what's happening here. I actually believe that they will be able to take care of this and shore things up, and they will ultimately IPO. I do think it'll be like a positive ending and they'll ride off into Monopoly land. But the next 6 months are probably quite stressful for the executives there.
Mm.
So we'll see, man. And like
Cut, cut,
Fanatics
cut.
Fest New York took it took a 10 to 13 million dollar loss.
Mm.
They expected it, you know, but
Yeah.
like
Right.
you can't
But
do that every
they can't
time.
do another one now.
Yeah.
Not
So
after
I
this news.
I think it's either going to be canceled or they're going to scale it down. Instead of Travis Scott, it's, you know, the third tier guy or something
It's
like that.
yeah, it's the punter or the kicker.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Some retired NBA player. So
Yeah.
it's wild. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a devaluation in one of the companies of the mutual funds, but there's
Mm.
corrections everywhere. Yeah, I don't want to talk about economy because that could change every day. And when
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
airs,
Yeah.
I could look like a fool.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
like
Of course.
the
Yeah, you could.
overall
Mhm.
thing is discretionary spending. You look at a Fanatics jersey, it's hundreds of dollars, and if you're spending $10 on eggs and your gas costs this, it's like,
Yeah,
well,
Nick. I mean, it's a really. I was saying that to you, right? Like, I was ready to go grab a new hoodie for the Celtics season, and I'm like, the hoodies they were like $150. Now I'm sure I could find cheaper ones, but the ones I liked were like $150, and I'm like, what?
I know.
$150? Like the one I have is still fine. It still works. It's like I
three
still
hundred
wear it.
fifty dollars for a Teddy
Yeah,
Ball game vintage jersey. I'm not going to
three
do
hundred
it
and fifty
on
dollars.
principle.
No,
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go in
no,
my
you're not
attic.
gonna.
I might even have one. Like I
Yeah,
need to go look
yeah,
because you know it's made in the Philippines for like $3,
sure.
and I just can't do it. I'm going to
That's
wait for like Black
nuts.
Friday or something. I don't know.
That's
Crazy.
nuts. Yeah. Yeah. We're buying, trying to buy the free range eggs for $8. You're not, you can't be buying Ted Williams jerseys for 350.
Not when furnaces
No,
are breaking.
exactly. Not with the with the furnace. Oh, it all comes full circle.
I feel so
That's
bad for
right.
you. You're going to have the
That's
worst night's
right.
sleep. I feel so
Oh,
bad.
I'm just gonna be looking for a green sweatshirt. It's not even gonna have the logo on it. That's all I can afford right
We're
now
going to
after
go to the
this
flea
furnace.
market and get
Yeah,
get
yeah.
a
We'll go to
non-logo one.
The Rainham Flea. And
I
yeah,
used to
oh
work there.
boy.
Just a one quick side note for the audience. That
Mm,
was the best damn high school job ever. I was 14 years old
hmm.
and I was working at the flea market, just concessions. The amount of life that I saw just from like dudes
Ooh,
selling fireworks to
ooh.
pornography to I was like
Swords,
14. You know
knives,
what? Statute of
like
limitations are over. I can say
just
this. I had a gambling ring as like a 14, 15-year old. You know the cards everybody did back in the day
like the
where
punch cards. Yeah,
yeah,
the
if you
NFL
pick
ones.
what'd you pick 10 you spent every dollar you spent you could 10x it and
Hmm.
you had to pick four teams.
Hmm.
Me and this buddy Tiny, who was not tiny, we had like a racket
That's
around the flea
awesome.
market.
His name was
His
Tiny.
name was Tiny.
Come
He was
on.
not tiny, dude.
Oh my
That
God.
dude had the best fireworks, the best like it was such a cool place. I could have gotten anything, and there, we even had like a rave there. This is back before we had festivals. People would go to Ibiza. It was like upper floor of the flea market is a rave all night, man. It's like
There was a rave at
there
the
was a rave.
Raynham Flea
I
Market.
I was
Oh,
15 and I worked 24 hours straight.
oh,
I got paid, I don't know. She just handed me a wad and I was like a
yeah,
zombie.
yeah,
My parents approved of it. They're like, all right, go get it, man. Go get some cash.
yeah.
And then in true entrepreneurship style, I realized everybody was on ecstasy and I hiked the price of juice up like, I don't know, $40 a bottle and nobody
Love it.
gave a damn, dude.
Love
This
it.
was like
No, they were
90.
happy to pay you that
I'm gonna say this
$40.
is 1995 or 96. So again, raves were
Okay.
like illegal. This is like
Yeah.
not like ooh electric festival crap. It's a wild time to be alive, man. You should have seen the box that cop confiscated. It was like a hobby box instead of full of cards. It was like guns and ammo, baby, and knives and drugs and
Wow.
needles. And I was just
Wow.
15. Like
Wow.
I
15.
aged,
Wow. That, yeah.
yeah,
Quickly.
I
You
aged
aged
quickly
very
that
quickly.
night. It was awesome.
You did.
Anyway,
You did. All right. Let's get, so it's speaking of going down memory lane here, let's get to pop quiz. Pop quiz time. Sponsored by DraftKings Pick Six. All right, Nick. Memory lane, nostalgic. Give me your top three cereals.
top three cereals. All right.
Top three cereals, because I know you're not a big cereal guy anymore. So this is a bit nostalgic, thinking about when you were growing up, probably.
If I had
What are
cereal
they?
right now, I'd bounce around. Mr. T's number one. That was
Mr.
good.
T.
That was really
Mr.
good.
T.
It was like sugary. I think it was like a
Oh,
corn based, but it
yeah.
was like T's and M's and
Right.
O's.
It was like a Captain Crunch kind of.
That was the bomb. Number two, this was a dual cereal. It was
Okay.
Mario and Luigi, and it
Oh,
had like Mario, Luigi down each like aisle of the cereal box or whatever, and you just pour and
okay.
like make like a mix. That was dope. And honestly,
Oh,
this one's still around, but just doesn't taste the same. Cookie Crisp, man.
Cookie Crisps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still around, but it's just
I could sing the Cookie Crisp song right now, I think. I
yeah, it was
think I
like
could.
Kawookie Crisp or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are my three. Cereal's
For
awesome.
whatever reason.
Cereal is an underrated snack too. Just sit there, just
Oh,
mow down.
yeah,
You
for
want to gain
sure.
weight? You want to get fat?
For sure.
There you go.
Yep. All right. So for me, Reese peanut butter puffs,
Oh yeah, they
number
still
one.
got those.
Number one. Yeah, no, they're still around. I think all of mine are still around.
Oh, okay.
Reese peanut butter puffs, um, cinnamon toast crunch. So damn good. So good. And the last one, oh man, I'm gonna be really boring, but it just reminds me of growing up as Kicks. Kid tested, mother approved.
Oh, I don't approve of this. Nick doesn't
No,
approve.
yeah, that's just I had
Oh, you're gross,
a lot of kicks growing up,
dude.
man.
You like my son loves Cheerios, dude. He's gonna
Yeah.
turn into a Cheerio.
Oh,
You
I
love
love
regular.
Cheerios.
Yeah, you like
Yeah, I do.
regular. No, dude.
Yes.
Honey Nut
Yes.
Cheerios, man.
No, 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 no. No, that's
Oh,
crazy talk. Honey Nut Cheerios? No.
dude, I would rather
No.
eat this piece of paper than eat Kicks.
Oh, so underrated Cheerios. I actually heard that they might be that they were in trouble and they were going to get rid of Cheerios, and I like lost it. I lost
Wow.
it. Yeah, they can't be
The
getting rid
best
of
Cheerios they ever had, they had it for 1 year and it's gone forever. I was like looking, the banana Cheerios were
Oh,
freaking.
banana. Yeah, banana.
Yeah.
I think they have it, Nick.
If you find it, I'm getting back into Cheerios.
All right, all right. If I find it, I'll buy it for you. I'll hook you up.
Awesome.
All right. All right,
That was
everybody.
good.
I
That was
gotta
good.
go. I gotta go research furnaces. So until next time.
Thanks,
All
everyone.
right. Bye, everybody.